asked about the amalgamation of the public service, and what she was making reference to is our efforts to have one public service. As you know, we now have a system where there are non-established workers and you have established workers or civil servants, and the Ministry of Public Administration had begun the process of that unification. We had done quite a lot of work with the Jennifer Maynard out of the CARICOM Secretariat. We also had begun an audit, a full audit of the public service, both established and non-established. And I know that this commitment to have one public service is being carried on by the current Minister of Public Administration, the Honorable Harold Lovell. It is, as the caller indicated, quite a mammoth task, because what you have under this dual system is a different set of rules for established workers and a different set of rules for non-established workers. So the civil service is guided by the Civil Service Act, and you have a system where the non-established have different rules for disciplining, for appointment, for probation, and all of the different things that would come under the purview of administration of the service. So I know that the Minister of Public Administration, Honorable Harold Lovell, is committed to continuing what was started with the human resource audit and getting the service conjoined or amalgamated. The discipline in schools, that's another area that the caller mentioned. As you know, the ministry has taken a zero-tolerance approach to gangs, to deviant behavior, to violent behavior in schools. And we are hammering out, as we speak, with the Ministry of National Security, a program which we will roll out in September this year, of collaboration between both education and law enforcement, the National Security Ministry, of how we're going to implement this zero tolerance policy. What we want to do, we're looking at areas such as a cadet corps, we're looking at areas such as boot camp, we're looking at curfews for children in school uniform. We are going to be putting in place a system where there's an ID card for students. It is a whole slew of initiatives which we are currently working on with Dr. Court's ministry, and we have set up an inter-ministerial committee to look at this, so that come September, the ministries, both ministries that deal with law enforcement and education, can have a very concerted, very organized approach to how we deal with discipline. I want to accord with the comments of the caller that parents play a very critical role, and we have been pushing. When I started in 2009, I said no parent should have a child in school who is not a part of the Parent Teachers Association. So most of the schools have now formal Parent Teachers Associations. Our parents are getting involved. More parents are seeing the importance of being involved in their child's education and being involved in the life of the school, and we encourage that. What we also want to move towards is having a national Parents Association, so that across the country, parents from whatever school it is will come together to assist the administration of education in Antigua and Barbuda, because parents are a critical part of education. It is not just teachers, it's not just the students, it's not just the ministry, but parents play a very important part. The other caller mentioned computer literacy. That, again, is a flagship of this United Progressive Party government. And I want to give kudos to my colleague, Dr. Edmund Mansour, who has been leading the charge in IT, coming out of the technology, the science and technology ministry, ensuring that Antiguans and Barbudans become IT savvy, that Antiguans and Barbudans lead the way in terms of the knowledge industry, in terms of technology. We are the envy. And that's a fact, Winston. We are the envy of the rest of the Caribbean where IT is concerned, in terms of what has been done in early childhood, in terms of what has been done with the computer access centers, in terms of what has been done with the teacher, the Connect Antigua Barbuda initiative, with all of our teachers having access, or over 1,600 teachers within the last year having access to computers. We are talking about a revolution that has happened in this country. And sometimes when you are living through history, you cannot see history unfolding.
That's right.
But when you look back and you see where we're coming from, where there were schools in this country with one computer, no computer, and then every single every single school now can boast a computer center, a properly equipped computer center. You're talking about teachers and students who have access to the World Wide Web at their fingertips. This is a revolution, a quiet revolution that has happened in this country.
I'm glad you raised it, because I was just about to ask you, why are we so timid? As if we're hiding it on the bushel. A light of this nature ought not to be hid on the bushel.
I have always said, that somehow UPP don't like to sing. We are very modest people. Why is it that we don't like to sing our praises? We need to be singing and shouting from the mountaintops all of the wonderful things that have happened under this administration since 2004. And I think that because you have on Hate Radio all of this bile and venom and the negativity that is spewed on a daily basis, people don't see the good things and the shining light and all the virtues and all the wonderful things, because sometimes we get distracted with the nastiness and the negativity and the pessimism that is being spewed. And that is why I am very happy that we are able to have this media day today, where we will continue the process of educating people, talking about our accomplishments, talking about our achievements. But I don't want it to stop there. I want people like Brother Greg, and Sister Teacher Celis, and so on, and Brother Chaku, and all of us as ministers to continue this work. And every week I am going to commit that every week we should have one of our ministers on Crusader Radio. This is our radio station. Absolutely. And I don't believe that we have done enough justice to this radio station in terms of giving information. I am committing my time today, Winston. Where I have fallen short, I beg pardon, sorry. Where I have fallen short in terms of appearing on this radio station, and I'm more unobserved and so on, I am committing today on this anniversary day that I will be here for at least an hour every week talking about the good things of this United Progressive Party government, because I feel we have been shortchanged. I feel that we have not been promoting our programs and policies enough and sharing with the nation all of the wonderful things that have happened. I know that my time is...
and I want you to focus on, because this is in the context of education, tertiary level education. We have managed to change the landscape as it relates to that. And the Honourable Prime Leader and the Prime Minister, Dr. Bobby Spencer, has always indicated that he wants to ensure that Antiguans and Barbadians are not just trained to work within their community or work within their country, but they have that option if there is not work provided here to expand. Look back at our tertiary level education record and talk to us in the next 2 minutes, because it doesn't matter how long 2 minutes is going to be, we have to at least give you 2 to 3 minutes to speak about your constituency. So go ahead.
I think, Winston, that when the history of the United Progressive Party is written, that education and the empowerment of young people will be one of our greatest legacies, because there has been a commitment, a concerted effort by this government led by the Honorable Dr. Winston Baldwin Spencer to ensure that Antiguans and Barbudans are empowered. We are talking about the large number of scholarships that have been given to our young people. We are moving from a position where the Antigua Labour Party used to hide scholarships from friendly governments. They didn't want people to be empowered. They didn't want young people to be educated. When you hear we talk about education in this country, is the United Progressive Party has moved education from almost a zero position to the monumental position that we are at now. We are talking about hundreds of young people all over the globe who are studying various disciplines, who are able to come back to this country and to make a significant contribution to the development of Antigua and Barbuda, who are all over the world making significant contributions. We are talking about not only the friendly government scholarships, but we're talking about even under the government scholarship program through the Board of Education, the hundreds of scholarships that we give every year in various disciplines. At the start of each year, the Minister of Education would sit with her cabinet colleagues and indicate these are the national priorities for the year. Last year, we had education at the top. So things like special education, mathematics, the single sciences were right at the top. We had things like tourism, the tourism industry, people who are studying hospitality industry, persons who are doing forensic science and so on at the top. This year, we are looking to put mathematics right at the top of our list of priorities. So persons who want scholarships in education, particularly mathematics, will be able to get full scholarships. What this government has done to empower young people has been understated, and we need to shout it from the mountaintops what has been happening in terms of tertiary education. I don't want to go into the